Cheers to the book. Welcome to the third installation.
Our legs are touching.
Oh, that's so romantic. The Iron King.
Iron King.
Gonna.
Whoa, she's getting so excited.
Don't drink unless you're professional.
Unless professional.
So this third book that we're going to be reviewing for the series is called The Iron King by Julie Kagawa.
We don't have the physical copy.
This book is different than the other books that we reviewed in that it's kind of good.
Yes. Yes.
Yes and no. It's better than the other two by a lot. In that it's short, sweet, and to the point. It has a lot of flaws that we'll be going over, but this book is so much better than the other ones. This is a book that I read the entire series of so far that's out, but we just thought we should cover it because it is kind of bad.
So, the plot. There's a girl.
Her name is Megan Chase. The book starts with her dad, who she thinks is her dad, disappears randomly in front of the lake.
While she's a little girl.
While she's a little girl at a park with him, he disappears in front of the lake. And
that's the only memory she has of him.
Yes.
He's disappearing.
Megan Chase is an ordinary girl who lives in Louisiana.
She lives on a property that's like kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, she lives like in the bayou.
Yeah, in the bayou.
In the bayou. She is an ordinary girl.
She doesn't care about what she looks like.
She only cares about listening to like her iPod, and she's a loner kind of, and she's plain, and she has blonde hair and whatever. She has her mother and a stepfather. Her mother's name is Melissa, by the way.
Are you her mom?
Maybe. And a stepfather named Luke. What is with these guys named Luke?
She has a stepbrother. Because with the new husband,
half brother.
Half brother.
He's 4 years old. His name is Ethan.
Little Ethan.
The story opens and it's a day before her 16th birthday. She is, I'm just so normal and I'm invisible and whatever. She has a best friend. This is going to really lead into the major flaw of this book, which is that it's kind of really stupid. It really dumbs itself down for its audience. Her best friend's name is Robbie Goodfell. And if you've ever read A Midsummer's Night Dream, you will know who this guy is within moments of seeing his name on the paper.
If you haven't read Midsummer Night's Dream, but you know a little bit about it, you know that this character is going to be important, but you're not sure why.
She has this crush at school, and he's super dreamy, and he's a jock, and she's supposed to be tutoring him, and then her computer freaks out and says stuff about him being gay. This book is pretty insensitive about stuff like that. It's kind of weird. She doesn't know what it is, and she's like, what the fuck? And it like takes over her computer and glitches it and says like gay slurs towards the guy and implies that he looks at other dudes in the locker room, which, more power to him. And it ruins it with this guy, and she's like, oh my god.
Side note, it's okay to be gay.
Because if you're gay, that'd be okay.
That'd be okay.
She is like, oh my god, it's ruined. So Robbie's like, oh, let's have wine or something at night on your birthday. And she was like, okay.
What a good friend.
So she goes to school on the day of her birthday, and the guy humiliates her at lunch, and it's super typical and super dumb. And
it's the classic, like, he hits on her before school, and she's like, oh, he actually does like me, and then they meet at lunch, and then he makes a fool out of her, and it's like, god damn it.
And it's like really over
like,
about it.
Did you really fall for this?
She goes home, and her brother isn't there. In his place is a weird version of him that's like evil.
Yeah,
and
it's like a changeling.
This is because he is a changeling. He's changed into, and if you don't know fairy, this whole, just so you know, this whole series is based off of the fairy mythology of Irish mythology. A changeling is when a fairy or fair folk have exchanged their child with yours.
Great.
And off they go into the Never Never, which is the fairy world of this. It's like fairy limbo.
Well, it turns out that her best friend is
Robin Goodfellow, aka the Greek god Puck.
Oh my god!
And it turns out that her father is King Oberon from the Midsummer's Night Dream. Oh my god! She meets a cat named Grimalkin. He's kind of like the Cheshire Cat. He's really cool. Fairies in this basically live by contracts. You have to be like, I'll make a contract with you, or I'll make a deal with you to do a thing. She does with this cat. He's gonna help her find her brother.
Well, she makes a deal with him like multiple times.
The thing about this book that's different from something like City of Bones is she is on a quest. Both City of Bones and this book they're on a quest to find a family member. This book does it so much better than City of Bones because she never gives up this goal.
No, she knows that when she goes into the Never Never, she needs to find her little brother.
And she continues this thought throughout the entire book. There might be some little side things that she has to do, but she is literally one-track mind. I need to find my little brother.
I gotta find him.
So she has no idea who's taken him. So Robbie, aka Puck, is trying to lead her to the summer court. He doesn't end up taking her there. Actually, Grimalkin does, I think.
Well, he gets a little sidetracked because he gets chased by
the Wild Hunt, by Ash, who
by
is this
Ash.
mysterious guy.
He comes in later.
This is when she finds out she's the daughter of Oberon. She realizes that even her reflection has changed. She has pointy ears. She looks more fairy. Her eyes are bigger. Whatever.
Queen hates her because she's basically a bastard child.
Yeah, and she's like, my husband cheated on me, and he won't even let me have affairs, and this fucking sucks. Which I'm with you. This leads us to another major flaw of the series, and that, or at least this first book, is she has no real female characters in this book other than the main character that is perceived as a good person. They have the Winter Court, and this is where we see Ash. Ash.
This starts the love triangle.
Kind of. So he's the sexy Unseelie prince. He is mysterious, and he is quiet, and he's distant, but kind of not really. He dances with her, and they make cute small talk, and he's like all like
He's also pretty blunt because he talks about killing her.
Yeah. And
romance.
They have this small talk, and at this big feast thing, some big evil or some big monster comes and attacks, and everybody thinks it's because of the other side, and it's inciting a war. And Megan takes this chance to go find her brother.
Run!
Escape.
She goes with the cat.
The cat
helps her. She makes another contract with him.
And then while she's escaping, Puck then ends up joining. Ash joins, and he basically promises her that he will help her find her brother as long as she goes with him to the Winter Court afterwards. Basically, it's revealed over a course of series of events. She realizes that her brother has been taken by the Iron King. The Iron King is the leader of a new type of Fey that was created because Fey are only created out of human imaginations. The Iron Fey are created because of new human stuff. Fey, by myth, are allergic to iron. They're allergic to technology. These new Fey are technology. They are iron. And so even by just existing, other Fey are allergic to them. They are harmful to other Fey. They have no idea how they can stop this king of the Iron Realm.
But obviously, Megan is kind of the only one because she's part human. Because if you're full Fey, you're allergic to iron.
But if you're not,
basically,
then you're not.
Then you're not.
She's basically the only person who can go there, and basically the only person who can stop this guy. So she goes to a seer who can tell her how to stop this guy because she's still determined to find her brother after all this. Seer says that she will give her the knowledge of doing this only if she gives her most precious memory, and she loses the memory of her father, which is an interesting plot point that comes in a later book.
Off they go. It's this whole adventure with Megan. You got Ash, you got Puck, and you got Grimalkin. He's literally a cat. He's cool. I like
Grimalkin. He's my favorite. Actually, Ash is my favorite. They have to go to these dryad tree people. The leader sacrifices herself to give them an arrow that can kill the Iron King. While this is happening, Puck had gotten hurt by one of the Iron King's lieutenants, and they took him into a tree to heal him. So it's just Grimalkin and Megan and Ash.
However, before they leave to go into the Iron Fey, Grimalkin leaves them because he's going a different way.
And he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
He's like, peace.
Deuces.
Deuces.
So
Grimaldi out.
They go to the Iron Realm, and the Iron Realm is like, it's like a desert, and it's horrible, and it's rusty, and there's acid rain. They meet these little pack rat creatures, which are weird, but she kind of likes them.
I love the pack rats.
Me too. While they're in the Iron Realm, Ash reveals that he is starting to like her, and she likes him. And she reminds him of his lost lady love.
Lost lady.
And they kiss and they talk and they open up to each other. They then go into a tunnel with the pack rats and they're trying to lead them away. They seem to be really interested in helping Megan. One of the Iron King's lieutenant people comes and Ash stays behind to fight him off, and a cave-in happens and Megan is alone. This leads to an interesting thing that I liked about this book, where as the book went on, it picked off these other supporting characters one by one to where Megan was alone in the end. She had to solve the problem for herself. She goes through Machina's castle, cleverly disguises herself, and then goes up to confront him. Ash is there and is being used as bait. She doesn't give a fuck. She goes and the Iron King pops up and he's all like, be my queen. And she's like, no! And she finally is able to use her magic and uses her summer powers to kill him. And her brother's there.
Yeah.
And she takes her brother and she takes him home. And then the book ends where she now has to hold up her end of the bargain and go with Ash to the Winter Court.
That's what she wanted to do. She saves her brother, she brings him home. She's very responsible in the fact that Ash comes and he's like, you gotta come with me. And I feel like in a lot of other novels you'd have girls like, I can't do it. But she's like, you know what? I made this contract. I gotta go with you. Bye, Mom. Bye, little bro. Say hi to Luke for me.
This book is relatively short. It's a super easy read, but it's not that good. It's really, really weird.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scattered. It's kind of messy. It doesn't really know what it wants to be yet.
It's a book that obviously wants to be a series. You can tell from like the first few chapters, like this is something that can be turned into a bunch of novels. But it's still trying to find its way. It's definitely with the writing and the character designs, it's still trying to figure out like who they are and what they want them to be as characters. The weird thing about the writing is it's obviously a teen novel, and the writing isn't actually that bad. This writing was better than like Evermore or City of Bones. Definitely better than City of Bones. But what I thought was weird was occasionally you'd have moments where something would happen or somebody would like swear. I mean, they'd occasionally say like hell and damn and like shit or something like that. But there's a part at the very beginning of the book where you have her brother Ethan. He's replaced by a changeling, and the changeling at one point says fuck. And I'm like, whoa, that was out of nowhere.
It's a teen book.
It's a teen book. What I'm trying to say is that there's random instances throughout the book that somebody like throws out out there swear word that comes out of nowhere, or something big happens in the book that kind of comes out of nowhere, and that's okay, I guess, but I just don't like the fact that it comes out of nowhere. It was kind of more for like shock value.
Yeah.
Rather than going along with the story.
I would recommend reading The Iron King, if only because the other books are so strong.
So would you like recommend it, like go ahead and buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But buy it on Kindle because it's only $4 on Kindle versus $10 in real life.
Since I've only read the first one, if I had no idea what the other books in the series were like, I'd give it a shot. I'd probably go ahead and buy it and then
read the second book
to see if it got better. I'm optimistic.
And it does get better in the second book.
Yeah. You can tell I'm optimistic because I read the 2 sequels to Evermore.
Oh god.
But I will not read the sequels to City of Bones.
I give it one shot glass. I give it 0 shot glasses.
Whoa!
Because I didn't even have to.
But that's because you've read the other novels.
That's true. If I hadn't read the other novels, I'd give it 2 shot glasses or 3.
I'll give it 3. 3 shot glasses.
3 shot glasses.
Because it could have had better editing and improvements, but it was an okay book.
It was a very okay book. I kind of dominated the talk of this book. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just a little passionate about them because I read all of them. If you like young adult fiction and if you like fairies and whatever, you should read it because it's an interesting take on a recently popular subject and
yeah, and it's different from I think what you would normally find.
But it's good. Recommend it and review the books of it too because they're good.
The power is yours. Bye.
Wait, that was Captain Planet. Oh gosh.
I couldn't get up.
It's so bright. I'm so tired.
Oh, my knees. Bye.
Speaking of all the books we've reviewed thus far, have an all-white cast.
Great job, America.